Why is it that some photographers with average work sell with ease, while others with stunning images can't close a single sale? It's not talent, it's not even pricing. It's how they sell. And most photographers get it wrong, and it costs them everything. Today, I'll show you how's the right way to sell fine art wildlife photography. By the end of this video, you will learn to become a best friend. Think about it. Don't you always trust your best friend? And trust is what you need if you want to sell anything. Let's break down this process together step by step. And in the final moment, I'll share that one shift that changes everything. Let's jump into it. This is point number 1. What is sales? Before we get into that, let me ask you a question. What does selling your art really mean to you? Is it convincing someone so you can make a profit? If that is what you believe, then that's the reason why you are struggling with sales. Because selling isn't really talking someone into something, it's about helping them say yes to something that they really want. Let me tell you a story. I had a client who walked into my gallery and she described her whole living room setup and where the windows were, where the light was coming from, and so on and so forth. And I started to speak with her, and then she says, I want the biggest image that you have. I asked her the size of a living room. Quite honestly speaking, the biggest one would overwhelm the entire room. I really didn't think as an artist that size would work. So I asked her, what do you think of a size smaller? And then she gave me a look. So what is sale really? In my opinion, sales is being a really good friend. It's helping someone move from uncertainty to clarity. That is what sales is. It's basically solving their problem, not just creating a sale or a profit for yourself. Back to the story. After I suggested that, her face fell down and I was wondering whether I made a mistake. Even if I had made a mistake, it would be absolutely okay because I was guiding her from my heart. Of course, I would make a bigger sale. I would make more profit. I want that as a business person, but it would not help her out. When you're working with the client and you're selling something, you have to learn to become a friend. And what does a friend do? A friend helps another friend. If she did buy that image, the smaller one, after she agreed, she took it back, she put it on a wall, and it looked absolutely stunning. Not only did she forward 3 of her best friends to come to my gallery and buy more, she also made it a point to make a post on her social media. And what that did was it got me more clients. Now, that is the power of selling if you are only going to be and advise your client as a friend. Because if you don't be a friend and be sincere to your client, even the most stunning images will not sell because they do not trust you. Trust is so important. And they'll just simply walk away. Not because they don't like your art, but because they don't feel the sincerity between you and them. They don't feel that you're being honest. Guide them like you would guide your best friend. And that's the best way to sell. Now that we have understood what sales really is, let's talk about when to sell. Because even if you do everything right and the timing is off, everything falls apart. Alright guys, so point number 2, when to sell. Have you ever felt that moment where everything is going super well and you are in a flow, in a conversation, but you're not sure when and how to bring up the sales with your client? Most of the photographers either rush into it too early or wait for it too long and just miss the moment completely. You second guess yourself. Should I ask now? Do you think they'll think I'm being pushy? What if I ruin the connection? It's like walking on a tight rope, and one wrong move can cost you everything. But the truth is that the client will tell you when they're ready. You just have to know how to listen. Here are a few pointers actually on how to listen. They will start asking you more questions about the artwork. They are going to start digging deeper about the artwork. They will start to imagine your artwork in their home and be verbal about it. And when their energy shifts, that is your signal. That's when the door is open. If you ignore this moment or jump into it too soon, the door slams shut and the opportunity to bring something beautiful into their home shuts forever. So when the timing feels right, what do you say next? Let me show you how to take next step without making it awkward. This brings us to point number 3, how to transition into sales. What do you say when the moment finally feels right? How do you shift from a real conversation into actual sale without making it weird? This is where most photographers go wrong. The energy changes, you overthink it. You start worrying. I don't want to sound silly. I don't want to break the flow. So instead of leading your client forward, you either hold back or you push too hard. Here's the truth. Transitioning from a normal conversation into sales does not have to feel like a pitch. It should feel like a natural next step in a helpful conversation. Try some of these lines. Ask them. Don't tell them, just ask them. Ask them, would you like me to recommend some of my images for your space? Another one is, I have a few ideas if you like me to share. Let them give you an answer. Let them say yes or no. Another question would be, can I go over the next few steps of how we are going to help you get the right image into your home? Ask these 3 questions and make them feel comfortable. They'll give you an answer. They'll tell you yes, no, maybe. If you fumble here, if you suddenly switch your tone or try to close too hard, you break the trust you've worked so hard to build. Now that you've made the transition, let's talk about how you can make your offer clearly and confidently without losing their trust. Alright, so this brings us to point number 4, making the offer. So when it's time to talk about the price, how do you do it without sounding unsure or scared of losing the sale? This is the moment where many photographers shrink. You've done the work, you've built the trust, and now you hesitate. Your voice changes, you soften your language, you act like it's negotiable when it's not. And in that moment, your client feels it. Your confidence here speaks louder than words. If you're calm, clear, they will feel it. If you wobble, they'll feel uncertain, even if they loved everything up to this point. This is how you do it naturally. Start with their dream. Like, hey, you told me you wanted something natural for your home. Take them into that place where they were dreaming about having your image in their home. Then you go and you bridge the offer and you say, this piece is what you were thinking about. And of course, if it fits, right? If everything fits and if everything is right for them, according to you, if everything is right for them, then just start bridging the piece, pulling them into sales. State the investment with calm clarity. The investment is the price. Then you say, would you like to move forward with this one? And that is going to be like a friend speaking to a friend. It's not going to be a salesperson or an artist who's now become a salesperson trying to sell to them. You need to be friendly. You need to think from their perspective. That's it. They're looking for you to be sincere. They're looking for your true opinion. You do have an amazing taste level and they want to hear from it. They want to know how it's going to come into their home from your mouth. So this way they trust you because you've already done the work. You've already positioned yourself in the other video that I spoke about. You've already shown everything to your client. Now your client likes it. That's why they're at your gallery. They're not at your gallery just to come look at your face. They're at your gallery because they're interested in buying. So you have to be sincere in just guiding them, helping them what would be best for them. But at the moment when they need you most, you cannot be shaky. Because if you are shaky, they lose the trust and all your work, all your hard work, right from the time of building your brand to positioning yourself to showing your work to the world, and now you manage to get these people to like your work, whether it's your shakiness, your insecurity, it's gonna go right out. They will not buy from you. So point number 5, guys, closing the sale. It is the last point, but it is the most important point. Your client can still just walk away out of the gallery, they can, or out of wherever you're selling. Well, even if it is the internet, even if you're having a phone conversation with your client, they can walk away. So now you have made the offer, they have heard you. Should you keep quiet? Should you be more pushy? What should you really do? Everybody has a different way of selling. The way I do it is I let go and I give them the moment to discuss and decide amongst themselves. I walk away, I distract myself. I say, hey guys, I'm going to leave you with all of this. If you need me for anything, I am here to help. I'm just going to come right back. And I walk away. I go to the counter. I do whatever else, but I leave them alone. You don't want to be pushy at this point. You've done everything. You put your right foot forward. You've given them the price. You've explained to them why the image would look good in their place. That is what they wanted, and you helped them all the way through. The decision has to come from them. It's their money, it's not yours, because if the decision comes from you being just a tad bit pushy, they will never come back. They may buy it, you may close the sale, but they'll never ever come back. Also, they will never recommend you to someone else because they'll feel it. They may not tell you that, and since they love your image, you may just sell it to them. They'll take it home, but they'll never recommend you to their friends. They will never ever come back and buy another one. So at this point, what does a friend do? A friend basically suggests, it's his opinion to you, and once he suggested the true opinion from his heart, he walks away and lets you decide. And no matter what that decision is, you have to be supportive of that. They may say, okay, great, we want one. Awesome, we'll take that. Or they may just say, we're going to think about it and come back. And you have to greet that with a smile and appreciate that they're taking longer to decide. Or they may just say, okay, we will get that and we can place an order right now. But you cannot be pushy anymore. You cannot sell them anymore. You cannot keep talking anymore. You cannot laugh. Salespeople have this habit, they start to make jokes and they start to laugh. No, don't do any of that. Walk away and ask them, is it okay if I walked away and give you the time to decide on your own? They will let you know exactly what they want. And that is what sales is all about. It's about helping. But if you do rush, overtalk, and try to convince them or try to fix something that's not broken, you send a signal that you don't believe in your art. And if you don't believe in your art, why will they buy from you? When you care about helping someone in front of you more than you care about your own sale, selling disappears. You're not selling anymore. You're just helping the other person. It's no longer a transaction. It becomes transformation. It becomes two people that have come together, trusting, connecting, and choosing something that will help the other person better their life or better their room or better their living room or feel good about it. That's the kind of sale that really builds a career. Selling wildlife fine art photography isn't about pressure. It's about service. It's about trust. If this video shifted the way you think about selling, please subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you.